Hi guys, it's Kelly here and I'm back with another video. Today we are going to be using the Frost Loving Friends set from My Favorite Things to do a one layer scene card. I don't even know how much about the card I'm going to be able to even talk about, which is funny since it's a card making video, because we have so many other things to discuss. So first things first, let's talk sales because those are limited time things. So right now, Simon Says Stamp is having a 15% off site-wide sale. So I will link that below with the code. That is only good through March 13th. So tomorrow, Sunday, March 13th. It stops at basically midnight, 11:59. So if you have some crafty things to pick up, that's something that you should definitely head over there and check out. If you are interested in just more My Favorite Things items, they are doing 50% off all of their retirement sets, which is a fabulous deal. So I'll link that below as well. So before we get into story time, I just want to touch basically on what I'm doing on the card. First of all, I realize that I have not used my Distress Oxides very much at all, and they do have some unique properties. And so we're going to be kind of showcasing those today. I am doing a one layer card, so it involves a little bit of stamping and masking, but not too much. I am going to mask the main image. Something to note, in the beginning, I didn't really think I was going to need the bottom half of the stamp, so I didn't trim it out, but you will see later on that I have to go back and remove it and trim out the rest of that mask to put the Distress Oxides. I like to add some shading to the snow. I don't know why I was thinking that I wouldn't need to do that. I don't know, rushing maybe. But all of the stamps that I used today, except for the clouds, I think were from this set. Or maybe the clouds were in this set. Maybe they were. Let me, can I double check while I'm doing this voiceover? Yes, I can, because it's sitting right here because I never clean my desk. Tell me if you can relate. Nope, the clouds are in this set. So everything's from this one set. It's a super cute little set. I know it's winter. Spring is coming. But right now, it's like 20 degrees here. And it has been snowing for the past 2 days, even though we're halfway through March. So welcome to Ohio. But anyway, so those sales, those are super awesome. I will probably be doing some shopping myself. Don't tell Eric. I'm kidding. He watches all my videos. He already knows. But hopefully I'll have made those purchases before he watches them and he'll be nothing that he can do about it. Hee hee hee. So anyway, I want to say the last time that we talked about Molly's ACL surgery and the cost of that. And several of you so generously were like, I would love to donate, I would love to be able to help, start a Patreon, start buy me a coffee, offer a class, like whatever I can do to help, which is just amazing. Like the fact that you're like, there's no hesitation that you're even willing to contribute is, I mean, just even the, like, it just touches my heart. So I did start a Buy Me a Coffee because that one was cake to do. I literally just had to start an account and post the link. And so Buy Me a Coffee, basically the premise is you can buy somebody, a artist, to help to support their work, a coffee for $5. This is pretty common amongst YouTube. And you can buy as many coffees as you want, but one coffee is $5. And so you can do a membership where you like contribute all the time, or you can do a one-time donation. And I don't even think you necessarily have to like sign up for it. It's just something that you can click on and do. So that has been, holy smokes, amazing. And so if you did buy me a coffee, or you click the link in the future to buy me a coffee, like within, I don't know, probably like March of 2022. I have a game plan that I would like to do as a thank you. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I will email out a link to a live question and answer stream, either on YouTube or on like a closed Facebook group, as just like a thank you for those of you who have donated. Because I don't like getting something for nothing. I know, like, that's a me thing. And I understand that. Because you guys are just donating generously out of the kindness of your hearts and not looking for anything in return. But I get a real hard time with just accepting donations. So I would like to do something else for you. So with that said, I did do the buy me a coffee because it was so easy to do. But I am going to look into Patreon, and let's talk about that because this is a group decision, okay? So the premise of Patreon is that you can sign up for, you can just do one level, and it's like an extra. So you decide what the extras is. Please tell me what extras you would be interested, like behind the scenes photos, maybe some real time videos. So these are different things you can do. The next level is tiers. So like maybe the first tier would be like, you would sign up for a membership. It would be like $10 a month. And for that $10, like I would mail, well, we know not me. Eric would mail you one of my cards. Like once a year. Like you would pay that $10 to get a guaranteed card once a year. And then maybe some like behind the scenes footage. And then like maybe level 2 would be like $25 a month, and that would include like an extra card video that would not be included on YouTube. So you tell me what you would be interested in as far as tiers go. As far as the classes go, we'll talk much more about this upcoming, but I do have plans to do online classes. I have plans to start doing that and to look into it. It's just going to take me a minute to kind of get it together, because it is something that I enjoy. I've always wanted to teach card making, and before COVID hit, my friend Jen Shirkus, who is amazing, an amazing teacher, amazing artist, she kind of traveled around and taught classes, and so she had hooked me up with some people that were in my state, to like that I could go to their craft stores and teach classes. And so I had been looking into that, but then COVID hit and I changed jobs, and then we got married and had a baby, and life happened to me is basically what I'm saying. But I still wanted to do that, and I have taught online classes for other people. I have taught online card classes, I've taught Altenew classes. I have the experience there. I've just never done it for myself. And so that is my intention in the future. Let's go back to the card. So now we kind of have everything laid out here. And this happened kind of organically because I decided after the fact that I wanted to use the clouds, but I wanted my clouds to be white. And my stamp was dirty. My cloud stamp was dirty when I put it on the background. And so I needed a way to kind of mask that little like gray line that was there. So here's what I came up with. Distress oxides react with water, and they're like a hybrid pigment ink, so they do react with water. And so I decided that I was going to go in. Now I'm not working on watercolor paper. This is Nina 80-pound cardstock, and so I'm using a number 2 round brush and a very little bit of water to bleach out my clouds to make them white. I also added in some other clouds in the background, to kind of mask where that stamping boo-boo was, and you can see it. It's in this bottom left cloud, the furthest one. And I think this worked fairly well. Now you may be saying to yourself, Kelly, if you have a boo-boo that you're trying to cover up, why are you removing color? And here's why. Because I'm trying to blend it into the background with these clouds. And then later on, we're going to do another little trick that will help cover it up even further. But I do think the bleaching of the color worked fairly well. The clouds are definitely lighter. You could definitely see where I put the water in the background to kind of create some organic clouds that weren't as well outlined, or, definitively shaped. And I feel like it adds a little bit of whimsy, and I'm good with it. So now we're moving into the Copic coloring. If you watch my videos, lightest to darkest, darkest to lightest. This did not include a ton of Copic coloring because it's really just this one image. But I think they're pretty adorable. I'm going to be honest. I'm a fan of the style of stamps, and I think this is what is her name? Stacy, I think it's Yakula. She's been an illustrator for her for My Favorite Things for a long time, and I really do like her style. Let's talk about what I'm doing here, like a psychopath, because I was not paying attention to what my stamp was. I was like, this is a little birdie, and I'm going to color him blue because that's adorable. Guys, not a birdie. Penguin. It's a penguin. And I've never seen a blue penguin. So we're going to switch, and thankfully I start with my lightest color, and so I can use my grays to just go right over top of it, and he'll still be a perfectly adorable penguin, and nobody will know that I tried to make him blue. You know, sometimes it happens. It just goes like that. So anyway, back to this classes thing. So that is something that will be up and coming. So just keep that in mind. Um, but I really need your help to figure out the Patreon thing because I'm not even really sure what to offer without uh, taking, like, I don't want to take away from the YouTube channel. I've offered free content for years. I think this is my 6th year in doing YouTube videos. And I still want to offer that to people. And I have to find a way to strike a balance. But I do think that the Patreon is something to look into. I know that's becoming more common amongst artists because YouTube is free content. Like, let's be real. You don't pay for it. And the monetization, like when I do my monetization on my YouTube videos, I only allow it to play videos at the end or ads at the end and at the beginning, which means I'm basically cutting my revenue in half. So you don't have to look at like pop-ups or things that are constantly scrolling across your screen, because when I watch YouTube, that would annoy me. So I don't want that to be part of your process in viewing these videos. So it does mean that I make less money, and it's not like it's not like I'm rolling in the dough from the YouTube monetization. It basically helps to fund my crafting so that I can keep making more videos. It's it's a self-filling cycle. When you watch the videos, I make money with the monetization and the ads, and then I use that money to put back into card making supplies to continue making videos. And it's the same thing with affiliate links. You know, if you shop through my affiliate links, which I greatly appreciate, then I use that money again to go back into the card making so that I can keep making content and creating art, because it makes my heart happy. It allows us to have this online relationship, online friendship where we, share stories and things like that. So I've always tried very hard to never make it about the money, or to never make it about like the gains, because to me that's not the most important part. It is the added benefit. I'm very real and very open with you guys. Sure, the money to put back into my card making business is very, very nice, and I am very, very grateful, because I know there's a lot of people who've been doing it who maybe aren't making any money on it. But that's not my main goal. My main goal is this connection, which is why I really wanted to teach in person, so that I could meet people and build these relationships and have this connection, because I know how difficult it can be when you are a card maker or a crafter and you have nobody in your life who understands this thing that you love, this thing that brings you such joy and makes your heart happy, and just kind of fills your soul. I know what that's like, because I don't really have anybody. Well, I didn't for a long time. I didn't really have anybody who understood why I did this or why I enjoyed it. And so now, obviously, I've made friends in the crafting industry, and so I have girlfriends that I can talk to about this and who get it. And of course, you guys get it. That's something that we have in common. But I really would like to look into the Patreon. So just tell me if that's something that you're interested in. I do think that there'll be some interest in the classes, because I also enjoy taking classes from other artists. Everybody has different talents that God has given us. And so, this is a way for us to kind of share them and learn from each other. And I'm here for that. I'm totally here to learn from other people, if I can. And so I watch YouTube videos myself, which is another reason why I don't add in all of the ads, because I don't want to look at them either. Like, I want to support them, and so I don't mind looking at ads here and there to be supportive, but I don't want to be overrun with them, and I don't think you guys do either. So maybe this is something else that we can kind of figure out together and see if that would work. So please let me know what you, or if you are, maybe you're a Patreon for another card maker or another artist, and you would be willing to share what are some of those things that you receive as being a member of their Patreon. That would be helpful too. I would love that. But yeah, so as far as life goes, it's just been a little bit crazy hectic around here. Still trying to find a balance between our schedules, which are wild, just wild all the time, and the help that we get from our family members is amazing, and they're all wonderful. And so trying to find a balance between Eric's schedule, his regular schedule, his overtime, my regular schedule, the furniture business, and card making, plus the most important job of being parents to two wonderful little human beings. So it's a little bit crazy. Update, somebody had asked me about Molly and whether or not, like, couldn't we just give her pain medication? And yes, we could. That is something that is an option. I do think we're leaning more towards the surgery because all of her blood work was good, and because the vet said, like, that she doesn't see any reason why she wouldn't live another 3 or 4 years. So, like, if her right leg is also going and I can give her one good leg, I think that that's what we're leaning towards with a 6-week recovery time. I know that that's not always the case. That's kind of like best case scenario, but that's what we're looking at. Also, with our regular everyday lives, somebody had asked me about how my scar is healing, and I was able to take the bandage off for the first time on Tuesday. And up until this point, like, I've been changing my own bandages. Nobody has seen it. I preferred it that way, I'm going to be honest, just because I'm a little self-conscious about it. But I mean, it's not great, but it's not as bad as it could be. You know what I'm saying? I'm somewhere between fair to Midland. Um, Eric and my mom and his mom, like, all of their immediate reactions was like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. But I think maybe I have a little bit of a different feeling about it because it is my face. And so just, trying to adjust to that. It is still swollen because it does come up underneath my eye. And so that part of it is still swollen. I can still see it in my peripheral vision. So that is a little bit bothersome. But I mean, on the whole, it's only a little bit sore. Most of the swelling has gone down. I just have to, I keep putting the Aquaphor, Vaseline, whichever, on it, even though I don't have a bandage. I just keep putting like a thin layer over it a couple of times a day. On St. Patrick's Day, they told me that I can start massaging it on that day and using scar cream if I would like to do that. So I probably will. So here we are in the card, back to this other step that I was telling you about, that's kind of going to help mask this boo-boo that I have. This is a Zig Wink of Stella glitter pen, but this is the white. This is not the clear. And it dries like a solid white, so it's opaque. And it will help to create that white look, where, like, all of the bleaching of the Distress Oxide didn't get all of the color out. This will help kind of bolster up that white. And I'm also going to use that to kind of highlight some of the other organic shapes that I put in the sky. On top of that, I am gonna, I love the shimmers. So while my clouds are also shimmery because it's a white, glitter pen, I'm also gonna put some snow over our two little friends. And I'm gonna do that two ways. The first way is I'm gonna splatter on my Perfect Pearls in the color Perfect Pearls. And I'm just going to lightly kind of put that all over everything so that there is some shimmers. And then the second way I'm going to do that, which you could use like a gouache if you have that, if you're more of a watercolorist, I'm just going to use cheap white acrylic paint. And this, mine's like the Apple brand. I think I bought it for 50 cents from Walmart. And I'm just going to water that down. And I'm going to use a stiff bristled brush to just spray that all over the card like it's actual snow. and I think it came out pretty cute. So I waited for that to dry, and then I just stamped the sentiment from that same set. It says friendship makes even the coldest days warmer, and I think it's a super cute little something, little card to send to somebody. Um, and that's it. That's pretty much the whole thing. So I appreciate your guys' feedback. I appreciate your support. You're wonderful. And thank you so much for joining me, spending your time with me, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.